Look, it's no secret, SMMA is dying. It all started with gurus teaching the same old business model over and over again. Everyone started copy-pasting offers, selling the same cookie-cutter service over and over again. And now, well, as a result of that, the market is flooded. And as you could have guessed, well, it's harder than ever to actually succeed with this if you're just starting out. And the competition is quite literally through the roof, and getting clients is harder than ever. And even delivering results has never been harder than it is at this point right now. And your prospects that you're reaching out to, well, they have no trust because everyone are making the same wild claims with no backing. And paid ads, well, the ad prices are starting to rise, meaning that they cost more than the companies that you're reaching out to can even afford in the first place. And I know that SMMA used to be the go-to business model because look, I was even doing it myself way back. But the sad reality is just that today, it's actually the grind that everyone are trying to escape. So if you're starting out as a beginner, there's still hope for you. But if I was in your shoes, I would still do things slightly different. And listen, I don't want to come off in a guru manner or anything similar to it, but I do still want to be upfront with you because there is a new model emerging at the moment, and I call it software deployment. And to put things into perspective, it's basically like the new version of SMMA. And I actually mean that seriously because it's an extremely high demand at the moment, and there's an incredibly low competition. And when I say that there's literally almost no one doing it yet, I mean that seriously. And delivering this service in itself is so streamlined and simple because you can automate so many different aspects of it. Not to mention that you have real and healthy profit margins, and it's incredibly affordable for the companies that you're selling it to as well. And to be honest, it just solves everything that is broken about the traditional model that you're known to. And now you might be thinking, well, who am I even to say this? Well, my name is Oliver, and over the last 5 years, I've been selling various online services. I've tried almost everything myself up until this point, and I would humbly say that by now I do know what actually works and what doesn't. Because in the last 2 years alone, my team and I have made over $2 million online selling different online services, and we've also helped more than 2,500 people with zero experience scale to $150,000 in just a few months. Some have even gotten on to making more than $500,000 a year, and others have gone to the point of making around $10,000 a month in just under 2 months. In short, what I'm trying to say is that we've helped our clients make millions of dollars in profit, and hopefully this also builds a bit of rapport between you and I, because I do want to give you the exact strategy that they have used to make this happen. Oh, and real quick before we dive in, I run a consulting company where I work directly with people who want to build an online business and actually make money in 2025. And if you qualify and get accepted as a client, we do guarantee you your first 5 paying clients in your first 90 days of working with us. And in case you want to learn more about it, I'll leave a link to it down below in the description. All right, so let's get into the video. So in short, we're talking about a new service we've created called software deployment. And the idea behind it is that you run a company that helps B2B businesses make more money through lead generation. But one caveat to that is that the traditional lead generation agencies are so overpriced that it's just not affordable for most companies out there. And also, not to make things confusing by any means, but I'm not talking about SMMA here. So I've basically been on a mission to make lead generation accessible for small to medium-sized businesses over the past couple of years. And that's where our platform Sendswift.ai comes into the picture, because it's a cold email tool that helps companies efficiently find and reach ideal customers through automated outreach. And I'll also leave a link to that just below in the description in case you want to start a free trial and test it out for yourself. Anyways, here's how it used to work. A company would normally hire an agency and pay, let's say, upwards $4,000 just to set up a lead generation system for them. And then the agency would send cold emails on their behalf and charge a performance fee for each interested lead that they get their customer, maybe $200 per book meeting. And sure, don't get me wrong, if a company sells a $50,000 product, $200 per interested lead, it's a really good deal. But the market isn't what it used to be, because agencies are charging absolutely ridiculous rates for their services with nothing to back them up with. And clients have gotten even smarter over the past couple of years because they know that the agency that they're hiring isn't spending that much to actually fulfill this service. And the work that they do often doesn't justify the price that they're paying for it, meaning that the service is actually super ineffective for most of the times. So unless you got crazy proof of concept or a full stack offer, or you're getting the best results for your clients, well, there's no real reason for most companies to pay these agencies crazy sums of money for this service in itself. Now, here's what I would suggest that you do instead, especially if you are new to this space and you're starting out. Sell a software deployment offer using Sendswift.ai. And here's how the flow could, for example, look like for you to get your first paying clients on this offer. You start by using Sendswift.ai to set up your cold email campaigns. Then you get domains and email accounts directly directly through Sendswift.ai as well. You can pull fresh qualified leads directly from our own lead database that we've integrated into the platform. And after starting your first couple of email campaigns through Sendswift, you can then go on to combine that with LinkedIn outreach, which is actually a feature that we will be adding into Sendswift pretty soon as well. And lastly, if you combine these last two strategies with something like cold calling, well, then you've actually built yourself a really strong foundation for generating traffic to this new service that you're selling. Now let's fast forward a bit to when you're actually starting to get positive responses from your prospects that are interested in your service. The first thing that I would tell you is that you should not overprice yourself and don't sell these people something that they don't need. Instead, what I would do is that I would offer them a package that looks something like this. You charge your client $597 a month on a 3-month contract, meaning that you lock them in on a 3-month partnership. And then your client will get access to Sendswift.ai. They'll also get 10,000 to 15,000 new leads every single month. They'll get 10 to 30 email accounts. Then they'll get 2 monthly consulting calls with you as a bonus. And then you're going to set up 1 to 2 email campaigns for them every single month as a bonus. And what you're doing here is actually reselling Sendswift's capabilities at a markup that you can then pocket yourself while delivering huge value to your client. So why does this actually work insanely well? Well, it's because you're not paying extra for each client workspace inside of Sendswift. And this basically means that every time that you get a new client, you won't be charged for another account like other platforms would normally do. So as you onboard more clients, your cost per client actually drops to an extent. When you buy more email accounts in bulk, well, then the prices are dropping. And when you buy more leads in bulk, well, then the prices are dropping, and so on and so forth. Now, your clients, on the other hand, would normally go out and pay 1.5 times to 2 times as much to set up the same system elsewhere if they decided to set it up themselves. Or they can go out and pay 10 times the price for the same system if they get scammed by a bloated agency. And because of this structure we've made, it basically allows you to keep anywhere between 60 to 75% profit margins while still doing less work than a typical agency would, and still give your client an absolute no-brainer offer. And you could fulfill this all by yourself, which is minimal workload, by the way, or you could outsource the entire thing for anywhere between $75 to $100 per month and automate the rest of it. So as I said before, you really have a high demand for this service as we're speaking, and you're competing with people selling the same exact service at an unethical price point that your clients are already aware of. So for someone like you to go out and introduce a price point like this will make your clients go absolutely nuts, to be honest. Because if you aren't selling this, well, your client will still need this service, but the alternative for your client is to pay either 10x the price for an agency, which is not happening obviously, or they can go out and set it up themselves from scratch with no experience and pay nearly the same price as what they would charge for the entire thing. So in this case, they might as well just go with your offer, and that's exactly how we want to position ourselves. And I even forgot to mention the competition before, because there's literally none. Because when it comes to this specific service, there's literally no one doing it. And the reason for that is because that we built the solution on which the service is hosted, which is Sendswift.ai, and we quite literally made it possible for you to sell this service at such a low price while still being very profitable, by the way. And not to mention, the service delivery on this specific offer is just incredibly simple. So whenever it is that you're taking on new clients, the service delivery is not even going to be a hassle for you, because you can automate pretty much every step of it. And again, this is incredibly affordable for both yourself and incredibly affordable for the companies that are buying the service. Because as I said before, their previous go-to solution cost 10x the price of what you would charge, and they didn't even own the system at that point, nor did they have insight into what was going on. But they actually have that with this offer. And once you've proven yourself with this entry-level offer, well, then you can easily upsell your clients into bigger packages with expanded services, doing full stack offers or anything similar to it. And then you can easily justify your higher ticket price points at anywhere between $2,500, $4,000, or $6,000 a month. I'm not going to promise you that you'll make millions as a complete beginner, but if you do want to learn how to earn anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a month online in 2025, we'll basically work with you one-on-one. And if you do qualify working with us, well, then we'll guarantee you your first 5 paying clients in the first 90 days of working with us. So the link to that will be right down below in the description in case you want to check it out. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.